What happens to your body when you eat 2 eggs every day? Have you ever stood by your kitchen window, light pouring in, holding 2 eggs in your hand and wondering, is this really just breakfast or something more? For many of my patients, especially those walking the winding road of aging, breakfast has become a quiet ritual. 2 eggs, a slice of toast, maybe a cup of coffee, it feels familiar, safe, comforting. But what if those 2 eggs you've been eating for years held more than just comfort? What if, inside that delicate shell, was a kind of medicine your body understands rich in memory, strength, and vitality? For decades, eggs were loved and feared in equal measure. Some said they harm the heart, others said they feed the brain. And in all this noise, something very simple got lost: the quiet truth. Today, I want to walk with you slowly, gently through what really happens inside your body when you eat 2 eggs each day. Not through headlines, not through fads, but through care, science, and the quiet wisdom of age. So sit with me. Let's take this journey together. Part 1. The hidden gift in a simple egg. Every day, we walk past small things that hold big meaning: an old photograph, a weathered book, a quiet hello from someone we love. A single egg, too, can seem ordinary, but when we look closely, especially as we grow older, we start to realize some of life's greatest medicines come in small, humble forms. 1 large egg carries about 6 grams of high-quality protein, and it's not just any protein, it's the kind your muscles, skin, brain, and even your immune cells depend on. In my decades of practice, I've seen how seniors who gently add a bit more protein into their daily meals tend to recover faster, move easier, and feel steadier over time. But there's more. Inside the yolk lies choline, a nutrient many have never heard of, yet it quietly supports brain function and keeps our cells communicating properly. There's vitamin A for your eyes, B12 for energy and red blood cell production, vitamin D for bone health, and even selenium, an antioxidant that protects your cells like a quiet guardian. I often tell my older patients, you don't need exotic superfoods shipped from far away. Sometimes what you need is right in your fridge. If you've been feeling like your meals have become less nourishing over time, maybe start here, 1 egg at a time. Let's keep going. The next chapter takes us into something many of you ask me about: the heart. Part 2. How eggs really affect your heart. If there's one question I hear most from my older patients, it's this: doctor, are eggs bad for my heart? And I understand why. For many years, eggs were labeled the enemy, little cholesterol bombs waiting to clog our arteries. But science, like all things, evolves, and so must our understanding. Let me put your mind at ease. The cholesterol found in eggs does not behave the way we once feared. In fact, for most healthy people, dietary cholesterol has only a small effect on blood cholesterol levels. That's because your liver, that wise organ, adjusts its own cholesterol production in response to what you eat. More than that, eggs may actually improve your cholesterol profile. They can raise HDL, the good cholesterol, which helps remove excess fats from your bloodstream. That's important, especially as we age and our arteries need more help staying clear and elastic. Eggs also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 antioxidants that lower inflammation and protect the lining of blood vessels. These quiet allies may reduce the risk of coronary disease in the long run. Of course, moderation still matters. If you've had a heart condition or your doctor has advised caution, listen to your body. But for most seniors, 1 to 2 eggs a day eaten with care and balance can be a healing friend, not a threat. And speaking of healing, let's talk next about something every aging body needs: muscle. Part 3. Protein, muscles, and aging gracefully. There's a quiet loss that happens as we age, not always noticeable at first, but felt more with time. It's in the way we rise from a chair, how long we can walk before needing to rest, or the moment we struggle to lift something that once felt light. This slow weakening is called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass. But here's the hopeful truth: it's not inevitable. And eggs, humble as they are, can help. Each egg offers all 9 essential amino acids your body can't make on its own. These are the building blocks your muscles need, not just for growth, but for maintenance and repair. One amino acid, leucine, plays a key role in signaling your muscles to rebuild. That's especially important after any physical activity, even a gentle morning walk. Eggs are also gentle on digestion and highly bioavailable. That means your body doesn't waste time trying to absorb their nutrients. It gets straight to work using them. Add in vitamin D, iron, and B vitamins, and you've got a complete little package to support muscle strength, energy, and endurance. I've seen older adults regain balance and confidence simply by making small dietary changes, like including eggs regularly. No need for protein powders or complicated diets, just real food, eaten consistently. Next, let's turn to something you might see in the mirror each day: your skin. Your hair, your nails, and the surprising role eggs can play there too. Part 4. The quiet glow. Skin, hair, and nails from within. We often think of beauty as something for the young, but I've always believed that aging has a beauty all its own, one that comes from kindness, resilience, and care. And while there's no magic cream that can turn back the clock, what we eat quietly shapes how we look and, more importantly, how we feel in our skin. Eggs may not come in a shiny bottle, but they nourish us from the inside out. Let's start with protein essential for building keratin, the structural protein that gives strength to your hair and nails. I've had older patients who complained about brittle nails and thinning hair, only to see gentle improvement after simply adding more quality protein, like eggs, to their meals. Then there's biotin, or vitamin B7, richly present in egg yolks. It plays a quiet but crucial role in supporting healthy skin and strong hair. Combined with vitamin A, which helps your skin retain moisture, and selenium and zinc, which defend against oxidative stress, eggs offer a gentle shield against the signs of aging. And let's not forget choline. This unsung nutrient not only supports brain health, but also helps maintain the structural integrity of skin cells. You may not notice a difference overnight, but over time, 2 eggs a day can soften dryness, strengthen fragile strands, and bring back a quiet glow, the kind that reflects not just nutrition, but care. Let's move from the mirror to the mind now. In the next part, we'll explore how eggs support something truly sacred: your memory. Part 5. Eggs and the brain protecting memory with breakfast. There's something sacred about memory. It holds the voices of loved ones, the places we've called home, the lessons we've learned across decades. So when memory begins to slip names, dates, where we put the keys, it can feel like something precious is drifting away. But the brain, like any organ, needs nourishment, and few foods offer it so completely as the egg. At the center of this story is choline, a nutrient many people have never heard of, yet it plays a powerful role in brain health. Choline is used to make acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that helps our brain send signals related to memory, focus, and even mood. 2 eggs can provide more than half of the recommended daily intake of choline for older adults. But that's not all. Eggs are also rich in B vitamins like B12, B6, and folate, which help protect the brain by lowering levels of homocysteine, an amino acid linked to cognitive decline when elevated. In my experience, seniors with consistent intake of these vitamins often report better concentration and sharper recall over time. I've had many older patients who were surprised when small changes like adding eggs to breakfast made their minds feel just a little clearer, a little brighter. And sometimes, That's all we need, a little light returning to the corners of our day. Next, let's look at another quiet system that benefits from this simple food: the immune system, your body's first and most faithful line of defense. Part 6. Immune Strength. How a simple meal fortifies you. Our immune system is like an old friend, quiet, constant, always watching out for us in the background. We may not think of it until we catch a cold or feel unusually tired, but as we age, keeping our immune system strong becomes one of the most loving things we can do for ourselves. And surprisingly, something as simple as 2 eggs a day can offer real support. Eggs are rich in vitamin A, which plays a crucial role in maintaining the mucous membranes that line our nose, mouth, and lungs. These are the body's first line of defense, the barriers that stop germs before they reach deeper into the body. They're also packed with vitamin B12, which helps produce the white blood cells responsible for identifying and fighting off infections. I've often seen older patients with low B12 levels feel more sluggish and catch colds more frequently, not realizing how much their diet could help restore balance. Then there's selenium, a trace mineral found in eggs that works as a powerful antioxidant. It helps regulate inflammation and protects immune cells from being damaged by oxidative stress. Even vitamin D, which we often associate with bone health, plays a direct role in supporting immune responses, especially in older adults who may not get enough sun. Of course, no single food is a miracle, but when eggs are part of a well-rounded diet, they help lay the foundation for an immune system that doesn't just survive, but continues to protect you, quietly and faithfully. And as we're talking about quiet protection, let's turn now to something just as precious: your vision. Part 7. Vision and Longevity. 2 yellows that guard your eyes. There's a moment in aging that many of us face quietly when the morning newspaper blurs, when street signs fade in the distance, or when colors lose a bit of their sparkle. Our eyes, those windows to memory and meaning, age too, but they don't have to dim so quickly. Inside every egg yolk are 2 pigments, lutein and zeaxanthin, that nature seems to have designed just for the eyes. These are carotenoids, powerful antioxidants that accumulate in the retina, the very back of your eye where vision begins. They act like built-in sunglasses, filtering out harmful blue light and protecting delicate cells from damage. Research shows that regular intake of these nutrients may help reduce the risk of macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss in seniors. They also help delay cataracts, which cloud the lens and make the world appear faded or hazy. Eggs also provide vitamin A, essential for night vision, and zinc, which helps transport that vitamin into the retina where it's needed most. I've had patients in their 70s and 80s who say their vision feels sharper when they consistently include these nutrients in their diet. But more than just clearer sight, what eggs offer is a quiet defense, a way to care for the small, intricate structures that help you keep seeing the faces you love, the books you enjoy, the flowers blooming just outside your window. And speaking of caring for the long road ahead, let's now talk about something that touches nearly everyone: maintaining a healthy weight without constant restriction. Part 8. Weight Balance. Without dieting. If you've ever sighed at the thought of going on another diet, you're not alone. I've sat with many patients over the years who've told me they're tired of counting calories, skipping meals, and feeling like they're always chasing a number on the scale. But here's a quiet truth I often share with them. Sometimes, small, steady habits matter more than strict plans. And eggs, once again, can help us here. 2 eggs in the morning can do something remarkable. Thanks to their high protein content, they help you feel full for longer. That means fewer mid-morning cravings and a more stable appetite throughout the day. Unlike sugary cereals or white toast, eggs don't spike your blood sugar, only to drop it later and leave you hungry or irritable. Protein-rich foods like eggs also have what's called a thermic effect. Your body burns more energy digesting them compared to fats or carbs. It's a quiet metabolic boost, one that works gently in the background. And with only about 150 or 160 calories in 2 large eggs, they offer a beautiful ratio of nourishment to energy. Add some sautéed spinach, a slice of whole grain toast, or half an avocado, and you've got a balanced breakfast that doesn't leave you feeling deprived. Many of my older patients who replaced processed breakfasts with eggs reported not only better energy, but steadier weight over time without ever feeling like they were dieting. So if you're looking for a way to feel better in your body, to reconnect with food as something healing rather than restricting, start simple. Start with 2 eggs. And as we continue, let's talk about something just as important: how we cook those eggs and how to enjoy them safely every day. Part 9. Safe ways to eat eggs. Every day. There's a kind of comfort in the way we prepare food. The sound of a pan heating up, the aroma of breakfast on the stove, it brings a rhythm to the morning. But as we age, it's also important to ask, am I preparing this in a way that truly nourishes me when it comes to eggs? How we cook them can make a quiet difference. Boiled or poached eggs are among the best options. They preserve delicate nutrients like lutein, zeaxanthin, and vitamins A and D without adding unnecessary fats. I often recommend these methods to older patients who are watching their cholesterol or have sensitive digestion. Scrambled eggs, if cooked gently and with a touch of olive oil, can still be a healthy option, especially if you toss in vegetables like spinach or tomatoes. It's not just about taste. Those additions bring fiber, antioxidants, and color to your plate. But I gently advise against raw eggs even in smoothies or protein shakes. Raw egg whites contain avidin, which blocks the absorption of biotin, an important nutrient for skin and nerves. And more importantly, they carry the risk of salmonella, especially dangerous for seniors or those with weakened immune systems. Another small tip: keep eggs refrigerated in their original carton to prevent moisture and contamination. And if the shell is cracked or the smell is off, it's best to let it go. There's nothing extravagant here, just mindful preparation, safe habits, and respect for the food that fuels you. Now, before we close this journey, we must pause and gently ask, are there people for whom eggs might not be the best choice? Part 10. When to pause, who should be cautious with eggs. As much as I believe in the quiet power of real food, I also believe deeply in listening to our bodies, our histories, and sometimes our limits. Eggs are nourishing. Yes, but they aren't right for everyone. For starters, there are those with egg allergies, something more common in younger people but not impossible later in life. If you've ever experienced hives, digestive upset, or breathing difficulty after eating eggs, it's worth having a gentle conversation with your doctor. In such cases, even a small amount can be too much. Then there are those who live with advanced kidney disease, where protein must be carefully monitored. While an egg offers beautiful nutrition, it also brings protein and phosphorus nutrients that can accumulate when kidneys are no longer filtering well. For these individuals, eggs may still be okay, but only in moderation and with medical guidance. For those with a history of very high cholesterol or familial hypercholesterolemia, I always suggest regular lab work and tailored advice. While eggs may not raise cholesterol significantly for most people, in rare cases, they could contribute to an imbalance, even for those without any medical concerns. It's good to be mindful. If eggs begin to feel heavy, cause digestive discomfort, or simply don't sit well with you, listen. Your body speaks in whispers before it shouts. And remember, there are gentle substitutes too. Mashed bananas, chia seed eggs, and even tofu can offer nourishment in place of eggs for those who must avoid them. The goal is not perfection, it's balance, kindness, and sustainability. Now, as we near the end of this journey, let's reflect on what all of this means, not just for your next breakfast, but for your health and your life moving forward. Sometimes, it's the quiet routines that hold the most power. A morning walk, a shared cup of tea, the soft crack of an egg into a pan. In our time together, we've peeled back the shell on something so familiar, yet so deeply overlooked, the simple egg. We've explored how, for many older adults, 2 eggs a day can gently support the systems we rely on: muscles, memory, immunity, vision, and even mood. We've also honored the reality that food is not one size fits all, and that wisdom means knowing when to say yes and when to pause. What I hope you take from this is not just a recipe, but a sense of possibility. That nourishing yourself doesn't have to be complicated. That healing can begin in your own kitchen. And that change, even late in life, is not only possible, it's powerful. You don't need perfect health to start. You don't need expensive supplements or drastic diets. What you need is care, curiosity, a willingness to treat your body not as a problem to fix, but as a home to tend. So tomorrow morning, when you hold an egg in your hand, I invite you to pause, to see it not just as food, but as a small act of devotion to your future self. And if this video has helped you reflect, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments, or tell me how eggs fit into your morning. And if you found this meaningful, pass it along to someone who could use a little nourishment too, because sometimes the most beautiful changes begin with something as small and as sacred as breakfast.